got cut off there, sorry. There's I've got two options for the fixed artillery. So I'm going to go with that one. And yeah, I think I'm going to play this for infantry infiltration as well. It's only going to be for another chip pool. Because he's in a town, unfortunately. It's just mainly to play a third card because I really want to get the 58 core card or the 47th. To be honest, preferably the 58th, but so it's given me a slightly better chance of drawing that. Okay. So we've got some artillery and fixed infantry infiltration. So what do I say? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that takes us up to the magic number as well. That takes us up to 7 chits, which is good. Okay, so let's draw a card for the allies. 12 core, so it's not a match. But he's getting artillery. Right, well, we'll see if my suggestion way back said that the defenders benefited better from the artillery than what the attackers did. I think I showed that maybe wasn't the case when I showed, not that they were applicable at the time, but I showed 2 priority attacker artillery chits, but however. So, we'll see. So we've both got artillery, so we need to watch the priority. So it's a maximum 7 chits, but it's only a minimum of 1, so let's go and get the 1. Okay, so a good start. We got a 41 chit, but I'm going to go to 7. You know, it might end up being overkill, but 1, he's in the town, so 1's no good. And what do you go above that? You go to large attack, I think I have to. So I'll get the other 6. There we go, and what do you know? Look at that, attacker artillery P. I'm sure that's the first time I've ever had that, where we both had artillery and the priorities being the attacker. So it does happen. There you go. Pretty good results. We got an A1 there, D -1. I think that's enough to get him though. I'm pretty sure. I'll count up the numbers. Yeah, 4 hits is going to be enough. One for the town. Retreat, step loss. So that's good. Well, that's another 2 units in eliminated units box as well, so another victory point. Okay, we've got 1 hit to take on ourselves, and then we can look at advancing. Yeah, we'll take that in the armour. All the infantry units become bracketed. 2 strength, mind, so it's not terrible, but you want to be able to have the chip pools as well, so we'll take the hit on hand. And just have a look at advancing. Okay, it was just a way trying to find something there. Seems to be a bit of a difference between the player aid and the rulebook regarding roadblock checks when the hex has got a whole value of 5 or 6. It's just this one has. It's just the player aid says the exceptions, right, hang on. Roll die when a German unit moving, advancing or reinforcing enters a hex adjacent to an empty in supply allied position hex with a road that is itself not adjacent to any unit other than the moving unit. So this is the case, and we're past turn 20, but this is a VP hex, so we do need to do that. But it says the exceptions, and this is the bit that's different. It says the position has a hold value of 5 or 6, or is adjacent to a lone allied unit with bracketed combat strength. Now it just mentions it's a hold value of 5 or 6, whereas in the rule book it says that the exception as an empty position hex adjacent to an allied unit is eligible for a roadblock check if the position has hold value of 5 or 6. So, and just before that, sorry, the hex is not adjacent to any unit at the instant of the check, Allied or German, other than the moving unit. Sorry, I maybe said that back to front, but the way I'm reading that is this hex is adjacent to a German unit. The player aid doesn't mention the fact that that's irrelevant to what the player aid doesn't mention. It just says it's an Allied unit adjacent to this. Whereas the rulebook seems to suggest that it could be either or. I think this has come up for me before, and I thought maybe I had asked the question before, but I can't find anything in the forums. So, yeah, I'm going to go by the rule book and I'm just going to have another read of that, just in case I'm getting it wrong. Yeah, I think it's just a player aid omission of the Allied unit part. The rulebook does state that the exception to doing a check here would be if there was an Allied unit adjacent to this. You would still do it. But there's not. So I think I'm okay with that. So I think I don't need to carry out a roadblock check there. I do, however, once I move in there, I've got two bridge checks to take. So, yeah, and I've also realised I've only got the one armoured unit, so he's the only unit that could get into Ettelbruck if this bridge stays up. So, okay, let's advance him into there. And we need to do, because ally supply can be traced to here, ally supply can be traced to here, so there's two bridge checks to make. So we'll do this one first. Okay, so bridge check here. Oh, it's a big 10. Good. Right, let's do the other one. Damn it. Oh, I really wanted both of them. Okay. Okay, so, well, I suppose in some ways this was the more important one to grab for the victory points. So, we can move this unit under here. Oh, I was going to get... Oh, I've got the wrong things. IP markers. So we took that town, and now we've also took Ettelbruck. And hopefully I didn't need to do a check there. That would really spoil things. But the way I'm reading it, I think the rulebook is clear, and it's just a slight omission from the player aid, I think. Anyway, so we're going to grab our 2 victory points, so up to 29. And then once we move into here, this is an allied supply, this hex, so this bridge needs to be checked. Oh, come on. Well. Not good. Well, that was my kind of thoughts of coming down here and trying to trap these guys in, and I suppose there's another bridge down here, but okay, do we want to advance some of the infantry? Let me just think. Yeah, I think I'm actually going to advance 3 of the infantry. So 1, 2, 3. Because we do have actually 3 hexes. If we activate them, one could go in there, one could go in there, one could go in there. I'll get some across. We have 1 there just to... I mean, this is a stack of 2 3 strength units with an IP. Is across this river as well, also. Yeah, okay. Well, some success, some not so. Okay, I'll tidy things up, and we've spent 6 points. So I'll show you the 3 cards, and we're hoping for the 58th Corps, or the 47th. We'll take either one. So I'll show you the cards and then we'll get an Allied Impulse. That's what we had and that's what we got. Well, hang on, the Führer Brigade, where is he? Yeah, he's in that stack there, so the problem with that is as soon as I move into there I've got a bridge check to make. Whereas if I'm able to activate the 58th, I think if I move in there that closes that bridge off and it does it close? No, it doesn't close that. I need to check for that one, admittedly, but that's that's fine. I've got a route. Sorry, can you see that? Just out of line there. It's really they guys that want to move and get. I've not got the card to do it. So again, unless I use any one unit, the 26 VG division. There's one there, but the other two are further back. The other one's the one that's holding Veil Sam up the top. This one's here. I mean, yes, I could. Again, I'm going to have to do bridge checks by moving them, though, that's the thing, to get into Rochfort. Whereas activating these guys, boom, right into Rochfort, close off that bridge as well. Well, so not so good. Not what I wanted anyway. Let's not ponder on it. Okay, let's get an Allied Impulse. The Allied Impulse might spoil things anyway. Okay, let's see what we get. That's a 12 core division card. Well, there's none of them in the reserve units box anyway. I suppose we need to go and have a look for out of contact though. It's 4th Armoured or 10th yeah, that's a misprint. 4th Infantry or 10th Armoured. So we'll have a look. Yeah, okay, there's one of the 10th Armoured units left and there's 2 of the 4th Infantry left. We've eliminated the rest. And neither of them are out of contact. This 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah. There's German units proximate to that, and German units proximate to that. And the other condition might have been it's got to be 5 steps or 8 strength. He's only got 4 steps and 6 strength. So no out of contact redeployment. So we carry on and see if we can activate them. Well, he's got an IP and he's in a town, so we need to look a bit further this time. So I think I can see something right away. I'll have a look. Okay, pretty sure they're going to activate. The condition that comes along on the 19th of December, plus the one that gives if they can get a simple 2-to-1 strength advantage. It's because they start adding the aggressive cards, from the 19th. That's why that condition comes in. This guy, sorry, I'll come on the other side. This guy's proximate to this. He's got a strength of 1. He's got a strength of 4. So that's a 2-to-1 at least. Well, it's a 4-to-1. And these guys can also come in here and have a 6-to-1 against this guy. It also includes other inactive units round about. I don't think that is applicable, but maybe. Actually down. This guy here could potentially join in the battle here. There's certain cards that'll do that. Anyway, it's just to decide if they activate, and that says that they will. So I'm pretty sure we're going to draw 3 cards. And remember, there's a lot of the aggressive cards in now, so we might get something here. There you go. Sorry, I think I keep calling them aggressive. I mean, it makes them aggressive, but offensive action cards, that's the one. So there's an attack one in there, but we've got fill the gap first, attack, and then pull back, so we'll have a look. Okay, it's quite tricky. I thought one of these guys might have been able to fill the gap. Anyway, we're going 27 down, so I'm looking at this guy who's got selector number 7. He's the highest one. Yeah, the light-green cubes are options where German units proximate to, and this guy can move to fill the gap. This is one also, but I've marked this one as dark green cube. All these dark blue cubes are German units can get into their positions, and it surrounds that guy. And a lot of these other hexes are like that, so I don't want to go through every one and show you, because I've done it all myself. And what I'll do is just let you look at the map, and then in case I've missed something, but all the position hexes are possibilities, but every one of them surroundable. Yeah, and I think that's his only options. Yeah, this is 1-2, but it's easily surroundable as well. So I don't think that's going to happen unless I'm missing something. Yeah, so that takes care of the 7 selector and the 5 selector. I mean, we've got the armoured unit up there as well to have a look at. So I'll have a look. It's probably unlikely, but okay. What's things to look at here as well with this guy? I started looking at gaps, so it seemed to be that obviously that's part of you want to preserve the line. Move into here creates an extra, enlarges this gap. There's a gap here of 1. If he moves into there, I don't know about surround. I've not looked at it. I thought it was better to look at. So if he goes in here, there's now 2 of a gap there, so that doesn't work. And all these hexes here enlarging, well, create a gap here. There's no gap here at the moment. This guy can't get oh no, he can't he? He can get through there. So does that enlarge? Well, that certainly enlarges the gap. And so does that. And so does that. Does this one. Okay, am I looking at it as there's a 1 hex gap there for him. And if he goes here, there's still just that 1 hex gap, but this gap here was only 1 hex, and now this gap is like 3 hexes around here. Maybe I should zoom out, but I'm probably just chucking my hand in the way. It can start to get quite tricky. I think that's right though. I don't think he's going to move to any of them, because the gap's going to get bigger here or here. Yeah, I'm going with that. So that last one though, let's have a look at that. Right, I found the easy way out of it. He can be surrounded if he moves into there. This guy comes down, this guy comes around. Because I'm not that sure that would be creating a new gap if he was able to do that. Sorry, I'm looking at that because I find it tough to just have that 100% feeling that there's no gap being created or extended. Yeah, I think that move probably would have been legal if he wasn't able to be surrounded. Right, well, let's not ponder on it. So I don't think any of the units can fill the gap. But that was a lot to look at there, so it's possible I might have missed something. Okay, on to the next card, which is attack. Okay. So we're going up the way this time, so it's going to be the armour unit first. We're still wanting to preserve the line. So, yeah, probably unlikely then. Okay, I think these are only two. He's got to have strength greater than the approximate German unit stack. And it's situational strength as well, so I thought this guy was, but there's actually 2 units there. They've got 3, but they're in a forest, so that becomes a 4, so that makes it equal to. So I think this, and this is 2 units as well. I think there's 5 strength there. This is only 1, so and they're the 2 hexes, the green cubes that you could move to. But again, both of them, at the moment, there's 1 hex of a gap here. And if he moves up to them, this gap becomes bigger. So hopefully I'm still on the ball with that, getting it right. So don't think he's going to do it. We'll look at the other guys. Okay, so we're now looking at this unit. This is the next in line. He's the 5 selector number. He's 7. So this is a candidate. It's 1. Actually, that's a victory point hex. I don't think that gets the situational strength, does it? Where are we? Wrong side. Here we are. Yeah, we'd get a +1 in a non-VP town, but this is a VP town, so he doesn't get a +1 for that. So he's just a 1. So I mean, yeah, they'd be bringing along 6 because it's unit stack. So we're wanting, the lead unit is number 5 unit, and he's wanting to bring along his buddy as well, an attack. The problem with that is, if they do that, if they move into there, we're then extending a gap, I believe. Can you see all that? Yeah. It was just kind of out there. I'm looking at between here and here. This unit here and here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And if I move the whole stack into there, that makes that 9. So I believe that's extending that gap. And hopefully I'm still getting it right. It feels good. So, going back to things, this is still the lead unit, and he would like to do it with the whole stack. But if he can't do it with the whole stack, he'll still do it himself if he can. And I think he can, because he's 3 strength. He's moving into here to attack this guy, and he's got situational strength of 1, so it's greater than. So, and then the line's still being preserved because this unit's not, the other unit's still staying there. So I think this is going to happen. So it says move to weakest qualifying target and attack. Well, there is only this unit. And then other proximate units in the same core reinforce. Well, unfortunately, he's going to be on his own there because the only one that's in his core is the guy that's in the stack beside him, and we've decided that if he was to come in, then the line wouldn't be preserved. Yeah, I think that's right. I think that's right. I hope that's right. You know, I mean, if you were the I know this is irrelevant because there's rules to guide the AI, and they're great rules, don't get me wrong, but if you were the allies right now, you would probably say, oh, what the hell, we'll just move both of these guys in and, you know, take this guy on. I mean, we're making 1 more hex of a gap here where there's Germans everywhere. So I guess this is what throws the sort of, are you doing this right, Grant? up at me, and alarm bells start ringing, and you know, yeah, and then I start looking further afield, and I think, well, we've got this unit here. You know, hang on, maybe I'm looking back at that unit is relevant, because the gap is not really relevant here. The gap is this unit trying to trace supply, communication. So he's coming through here, and nothing's changing. He's got a 1 hex gap through there. Hi all. Okay, been away from the action for a while again, so I know I left this situation here. So try to look back on the video. I might need to cut some of that out at the end, or edit it a little bit. Well, definitely edit. I've got a big loud text message coming in. Anyway, yeah. So I sat down and looked at some things here just to try and. This is my biggest stumbling thing. Of course, I keep going on about gaps and whatever, but I think it is quite clear that if these two units move to here, then it's creating 1 extra hex between here and here. It's creating 1 extra hex, and that's between there and there. Now, you could also look between. Hang on, pan the camera up. This unit and this unit, that would create an extra hex of a gap in there as well, and between there and there, but then again, that's the shortest one, so oh god, here we go again. Look, I'm pretty sure it is, and I don't mind if anybody wants to keep sending examples and comparing things and trying to clear it all up from me, I'm fine with that. But I'm going to go with, and hopefully this is right, that if both these units move into here, I'm enlarging that gap. I'm making that gap 1 hex, and possibly this gap. This is, you know, I mean, they're different. Whatever one it is, it's making it bigger by 1 hex. So I'm going to say that it doesn't happen. So that means that this unit alone, so it's not going to be unit stack. So he's going to do the thing, because the other part of the stack can't do what's wanting to be done. So, and it was this unit here. So it's moved to weakest qualifying target and attack. Yeah, and he can't get anywhere else because he's coming across the river. So that's the only hex he can get to. And then it says, other proximate units in the same core reinforce. Well, that can't happen because he's the only one that's proximate, and we've decided he's got to stay there and preserve the line. Okay, so we are going to get an attack then. Oh, sorry, maybe you can't see the card, sorry. It's if greater than or equal to 5 steps, well, that's not the case. It would have broke off at A2. So it's going to break off at A1. So as soon as it takes a hit, it's going to stop drawing chits. And it gets the combat artillery, but it gets to draw another card for a combat tactic 2, remember. So let's have a look at the procedure though. We've not done this we've only done this once, didn't we? But let's remind ourselves. Okay, so just checking the numbers again. I say it's been a while since I was at this, so he was to have greater strength than him, but it is situational strength. But this unit's only 1, but he is in the town, so he gets a +1 for that. But 3 still greater than 2, so he can go ahead with it. So then once we're past that part, we're then looking at the odds, and it's not 3 against 2, it's now 3 against 1, because that's what he is. So he gets 3 to 1 odds. At the moment, and He's got artillery. I mean, his chip pools are only two. Sorry, they're only one, aren't they? Because he's only got the one unit. But he is getting this artillery. So let's add that on right away as well. So he's getting two. But he gets to now draw a combat tactic as well. So there you go. Well, he's getting air power as well. Look at that. Oops. Oh, wrecking things. Sorry. Yeah, so he's getting... I can put it there, yeah. He's getting air power as well. So that counts as another chip pool as well. So that's only three. It's only 3-1 with 3 chip pools. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's right. So, and we now have the option of playing a combat tactic if we want. Well, the only real option I've got is fixed artillery. I could play that. I've got reinforced battle, and I was thinking, we could chuck one of these guys in here, but unfortunately for the Germans, when they're defending, for German defender and reinforced battle, the total combat strength of the reinforcing units may not exceed the combat strength of the defending units. So all I can add to this is a 1 strength unit, and I've not got one. So I couldn't do that if I wanted to. So it's really only going to be fixed artillery. He's played artillery. Now I know I grumbled about that at first, and I've proven it wrong. That I think every time I mentioned that I thought defenders get the most priority within artillery, but it's turned out to be the opposite. So I don't know. I don't think I'll bother. It's only 3. Again, 3 chip pools, 3-1 odds. Yeah, I think I'm just going to leave it. Wait a sec. I'll make my mind up now. Yeah, I was just remembering there. Like I say, I'm trying to get back on track of what's all been happening, but I really wanted the card to activate the 58th Corps, didn't I? And get into Rochefort and get them moving, and I didn't get it. So I suppose by playing a combat tactic just now, it's another card out of my hand. Then again, I won't get to draw that before my next impulse. So yeah. Nah, I'm going to let it go. I'm in a town. He needs D2 on me to push me back. So famous last words. Right, now how's it they work again? He just draws... Yeah, so it's a minimum, it's just the same as for us. So it's a minimum of 2 chip pools. So let's get the 2. Okay, there's the 2 chip pools. And this was the first one I thought, Allied air power. What was it on the back? It was a large attack, or 16-17 attack. So that wasn't going to apply. Allied air power is a priority, and he's played air power. I thought, oh great, here we go. Then I drew this, which was dispersed unsupplied or defender adjacent. Well, we have a defender adjacent, so that's going to apply. So it's 1 hit each, but because they've got less than 5 steps, they're going to break off at A1. So they've reached the A1, so they're not going to draw the 3rd chip. So that's the situation. We've got 1 hit to us, 1 hit to them. We're in a town. We soak up that 1 hit, and they've got 1 hit to take. So I think that's right, pretty sure. Let's see what they do with the 1 hit. Oh, okay, I made it wrong. I done it wrong. It's not this, it's the minimum chip pool, it's the defender, you goon. I think I can still get away with this, so can't I? I mean, that was the first chit that I pulled. And then he draws them individually. So he stops drawing stops drawing chits. Well, he's got to draw the minimum, so the minimum was 1. He's got a hit on us. And then he stops drawing, and when any of the following occurs, the maximum is reached. Well, we've not got a maximum. number of allied hits equals the break-off number given the allied action card, which is A1, so he's not reached that at this moment. Number of German hits is sufficient to eliminate all defending units. Well, that's not the case. Yeah, so he would draw that, and then he draws them the next two individually. So he would draw that, but he would then stop because he's hit A1. So it is the same thing. I've just done it wrong, but yeah, looking at this being the minimum chip pools when it's just this. So okay, so it is the same result, and he stops there, and yeah, he takes the first hit as a step loss. So that was good. Just kind of feels like I'm missing something there, although I kind of almost was. Well, I was, but I got away with that one. Yeah, I think that's it. So we've checked other units for attack, so that's not going to happen. So the last card is pull back. So have a look. Okay, I think pull back is actually going to apply to both the other units. So it's units that are kind of hex, less than 5 hold value, able to move, and out of communication or in dangerous surround. Well, none of the two units are out of communication, but they're both in dangerous surround. This armoured unit, this guy can come down, and this guy can come down. So, what's he in though? He's in a 4. Yeah, he's applicable too. But we're working our way down from 39 to 01, and this guy's a 7, and just this guy can go 1, 2, 3, 4, and this guy he's not zone of control, and so he can go up there. So he is surroundable. So we then move on to the action. Okay, I think I'm kind of stuck here with this one. Trying to pull back this unit. It is in dangerous surround. So move. It says if in communication, which it has, move back, stop when not in dangerous surround, not in a clear hex, or all movement points expended. And move back says avoid a German zone of control, obviously. And in any case, move in the direction indicated by the withdrawal arrow. If it's not possible, move in the direction adjacent to the withdrawal direction. If none of these 3 movement directions is available, do not move. So, yes, there's the withdrawal arrow. So he can move into there for 1 point. He's in dangerous surround there. When he goes there, he's to stop when he's not in dangerous surround, not in a clear hex, or all his movement points are used up. Well, that's only 1. He's still in dangerous surround there. The withdrawal arrow's into here, so that's 2 movement points. He's still in dangerous surround there. Well, this is where I'm stuck. The withdrawal arrow's here. He can't go across the river. Adjacent to the withdrawal arrow's either here, which is across the river, or here. And that's 2 movement points to move into, so I can't do that. I can actually move into this hex, and I think that this isn't in danger of surround. Oh, I could be wrong, hang on. Maybe it is actually. It probably will be, won't it? Yeah, never mind, it is surroundable as well. So, I'm not sure if that then means I just scrap the whole thing. Because I can't stop when I'm not in dangerous surround. The clear hex bit doesn't matter, and I can't stop when all movement points are expended by following the move back procedure. I mean, I guess, and the wording on this kind of gets me as well. It says, if in communication, move back. Stop when not in danger of surround and not in a clear hex, comma, or all movement points expended. So my reading of that is you stop when not in danger of surround and not in a clear hex, right? Pause, or you stop when you've expended all movement points. Nothing to do with not being in dangerous surrounding, that last bit. But then, am I reading that? I must admit, I'm not great with grammar and how things are written. My English isn't good. So I don't know if that is the meaning, or does it still mean you've got to be not in dangerous surround and used up all your movement points? I don't think so. I'm thinking if it uses all the movement points, that's sufficient. But I don't think it can do that. Yeah, because it can't move into here. I mean, it could move up. It could move up to here, and then it's used all its movement points. But that's not following the move back. That move from there to there isn't following the instructions and move back. It's not adjacent to the withdrawal arrow. So, yeah, I'm not sure about this one. I've had a wee look at some forums, see how this should be done. I'm going to have to think about this a bit more, I think. Hi all. Okay, back to this situation. I just look back on some of the recording though, and it's a bit... things are a bit long-winded. I do go on a bit, don't I? So I might try and edit some of that out. Anyway, I put a post up about this just to double check, because I wasn't 100% comfortable. Martin came back with the answer that it was the one that I thought, that if you can't complete all of this, like if he can't stop when not in dangerous surround and not in a clear hex, or after he's expended all movement points, then basically he can't do the action. And that is the case if he's following the movement rules within move back. So that guy can't do that. But the armoured unit over there, we could have a look at him. He might be able to as well, because he's in dangerous surround as well. Oh, okay, I think this one is possible, but this is going to challenge my reading of the grammar in this card that I mentioned. I mean, I reckon it is, because it's got the comma there, it's stop when not in danger of surround and not in a clear hex. So that's like the first option. Or all movement points have been used up. So that's how I'm reading it. Initially I thought it could be read that it needed to be not in danger of surround and all movement points have been expended. But I don't think that's the way it's written. Like I say, my English isn't the best. So and we didn't get to see that. But to be honest, that was one of the things I meant to add to my question, just to make sure that you could still use all movement points, still be in dangerous surround, and it was allowed to do. I think, I guess it would be. I mean, it's in dangerous surround there, it's in dangerous surround wherever it ends up. Does it matter? It's trying to get out of dangerous surround. I suppose if it's not getting there though, maybe there is a challenge for that. That's the way I'm reading it. Okay, yeah. My thinking is this, and I'm going to stick with it, and if I get it wrong, then we'll maybe try and reverse things. So this guy's in dangerous surround. There's his withdrawal arrow. So that's one movement point to move in there. He's still in dangerous surround. So he's going to keep going. There's another 2 movement points into there. That's 3. Just mark, that's where he started. So that's 3 movement points into there. He's still in dangerous surround. This guy can go 1, 2, and this guy can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah. So, and he spent 3 movement points. Now, the withdrawal arrow's into here. He's not got enough movement to move into there. This one's adjacent, he's not got enough movement to move into there. This one's adjacent, he has got enough movement to move into here. So that's now used up his 5 movement points. Unfortunately, he's still in dangerous surround there. This guy can go 1, 2, 3. This guy can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Surrounding zone of control, and here, and these two, and this one, these three. So if I'm reading it properly, he's now used up all his movement points, and he's used them by the move back. He's followed the rules within move back. So, and unless it's written in a way that tells me it's the other way, he can only do it if he's going to be not in dangerous around, then I've got it wrong, obviously. But I'm going to go with that. We're going to be here forever if I keep... if I find out it's wrong, I can maybe fix it. So, okay, that's him moved, and, well, that's all the units try to do the pull back options. So we still have... Well, we've only this guy left. No cards left, and he's already got an IP, excuse me. So, nothing more doing. So that is that activation and Allied Impulse over at long last. Right, let's get a shot for us. Okay, I figured before I moved on, my next impulse, I'd sort the situation out up here. I explained to you earlier, and I chucked a wee video in before I uploaded the last one out. Saying that Martin pointed out another huge blunder regarding, like I say, seems to be the simple ones I get. He's in a city, and the big bonus to the city is the unit gets double strength. So I've looked back on all the video footage regarding that one. There's the other situation up here as well, and the first attack didn't do anything because I drew screen for the unit, and I just pulled out of that attack. The second attack didn't budge him either. We ended up with A4 D1, I think. But looking back, the one shit that I didn't count, which would have counted if the odds had been as they should have been, 3-1 instead of 6 or 7-1 I had. Anyway, it was less than 4-1 was given another A1 hit. So I would have ended up with A5, which means I have to take a hit on one unit in each of these stacks, and then the other two surplus hits cause the units to become dispersed. So unfortunately, this unit's going to be eliminated. So that's a bad blow. I mean, there's nothing I could have done about it. That's what would have happened. Even not dispersing it, well, if I hadn't dispersed the units, I would probably be losing another 2 units. So, yeah, this carrying up in Verviers that hasn't went well, and the downside to me making that mistake, I think, is because I split my attacks to both. Well, both times I split my attacks to both two combats. Now, if I had known mods were only going to be 3-1 here instead of 6 or 7-1, I would have chucked everything at. I would have got some more chip pools. That first attack that got me the screen, I think I was looking at 10 chip pools if I'd put everything into it. Only went with 5 chip pools, and then the screen came or something like that. It was something like that, you know. So, but that's my fault too for making the error. Okay, so unfortunately that's what's happened up there. The other situation was I retreated the guy into here after the first attack. These were here, and I retreated him into here. He should have retreated to there because he can still trace supply off the edge of the map, or he can just about see that. Sorry. So he should have retreated into here. So these units would have been here. They still would have made the attack on that hex. It's still in a forest. They were still flanking it, which was one of the chits. So the unit still would have got eliminated. And rather than me advance infantry units into here where I thought the unit should have been, they would have advanced into here. They wouldn't have, they would still stay the same. So I'm just going to do that. So that was a simple fix. But yeah, another silly one. I don't know what I was thinking there when I looked at retreating the unit to where it was. I figured the unit was in a mess anyway, but I still should have retreated to where it could trace supply, and that would have been that hex. So hopefully that's that fixed, and we can move on till the next one comes along, I guess. Okay, still don't have the cards that I want to be doing the things going west. Okay, I'm going to play 80 core card, activate them again. I don't know if this is a great move or not, but I'm going to use 2 cards. Whereas, yeah, anyway. Okay, so while I remember, and again, not going rant on about it again, we've activated this unit. We're adjacent to this bridge. There's no allied unit over it. It's a German bridge. It's definitely a German bridge now. Okay, so we're going to have a go at this guy here, I think. Yeah, so he's coming into here. He's coming into here. Oops, right, he's on his full strength side. Sorry, I put that guy back in there. So he's going 1 and 2 into there. And then the armour's coming in as well. Just wonder if I need to move him into the town. He's got an IP on him there though, so. Maybe I should. Yeah, I suppose I should. I'll move him into that town. Because it's the same difference. He's got a 1. He's got a +1 there. He's got a +1 where he is, and just in case for some reason one of these were to come round. Okay, so and then I'm going to attack this guy here. But I'm going to hang on. I've got a couple of options here. Okay, I'm going to reinforce battle with this one. Yeah. So these command value 1 cards are quite important. But I've got 2 of them. One's got a reinforced battle combat tactic. The other one's got assault coordination combat tactics. So they're pretty good for using as combat tactics. But I could have used that to activate something and then had another activation because it was only 1 command. Anyway, right, we're doing that. So I'm only going to, because all these bridges blue, I'm only going to be able to get one of these guys across, which is rather annoying and may feel like it's a bit of a waste, but that's a stronger one there, isn't it? So I don't think it matters. Okay, so I'm going to reinforce with that guy. Yeah, I think it gives me 41. So I've got 3, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, yeah. So I've got 12 to 3. So 41 odds. And I think I've got 7 chip pools. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1 for the 3-step unit, 6, and 1 for the combat tactics, 7. So 7 chip pools, 41, not too bad. It does have an IP, and he's getting to draw a card as well. So let's get his card, see what he gets. He's not. No, he's not surrounded. So, well, there's another. That's another 3-core card, isn't it? Did we get the primary one already, and that's a supplemental? That's quite interesting. He is, however, going to get air power though, so there is that to worry about. This panel, just so we remember what's happening. Okay, so maximum of 7, minimum of 2. Oh, and he's elite at that one as well. Okay. Okay, so there we go. 2 to 1, so an A1 and a D1, no artillery played. Yeah, I'm going to get the other 5. It's another ouch moment. Look at this as well. I mean, it's decent result as in defender losses. I drew this one at the end. This was the last shot at the end. I thought, yes, another D1. And I thought, wait now, that's not the priority. The priority is Allied Air Power. Ouch. Well, it's another beating. A5, D3. Quite a battle. Okay, so no point frowning about that. Got to get on with that. So we take the IP away. That knocks it down. We've got 2 hits still to dish out, and he's going to retreat. He's got 2 steps, so yeah, he can only go here anyway. So retreats to there. That soaks up one of his hits. Still got 1 hit to take. Actually, he won't exert zone of control there. So if he took a step loss there, he would exert no zone of control. So the instruction is you've got to retreat him again. He's got to retreat into the town, Mersh. So he retreated twice. He become dispersed. I get the feeling we're going to be dispersed as well, though. That takes the last hit. Okay, so 5 hits to take. Let me have a look. Yeah, so I'm going to take a hit on each of them. So, well, the way to do it is I take a hit on 1, disperse them for another 2, and then take a hit here for the 5. Getting some nasty battles coming up now, haven't I? Yeah, it's a long way from that time when at the beginning where I was cruising a bit. Okay, so he's down the bottom. Got a hit on that guy to take, and then we'll disperse the 3 stacks. So there's a replacement unit for that guy. Yeah. So I suppose there was no great need to advance after combat anyway there, so there is that. But does kind of mean that I'll not have a zone of control in this area, so they're maybe going to have a free reign to go for this, mind you. They could maybe go for some of this. Okay, I'll disperse the guys and tidy up, and we'll get that's me spent 3 points, so we'll get an allied impulse next. There's a quick look at the 2 cards I drew. 53rd Corps, and we got 47th Corps, but still not. It was really 58th is. I mean, I don't know. Allies are going to get another impulse again, but we've got 3 cards left in the draw pile. So it's got to be in there. The temptation is to, I don't know, maybe I can play 3 cards this time and make sure I'm getting it next turn, but I mean, I can move the 47th Corps, maybe I just going to have to do that. I think with the 58 it was going to avoid bridge checks, but maybe it's just I can't wait any longer, but anyway, we'll see what the Allies do first. Okay, here we go, Allied Impulse. Oh, first army card. Well, we're getting some reserves, aren't we? Because we've got some first army and some third army. Don't we? Yeah. First army is probably the better of the 2 if I was to pick. I'll just let you have a glance at the reserves again. Yeah, there's 4 first army units, but there's a few more from that third corps that are in the Third Army. So, okay, so there's the 4 units, 3 infantry units in the 84th Division, and then that 4th Cavalry unit. The only units from their corps are the 3rd Armour. I can't see anything that German units are going to be proximate to that are within 3 of them though, so probably going to have to look outside that and look at I think my thinking is probably going to be down here where this unit can maybe get up. Could be within 3 of this unit, which is the same army. Okay, I'll have a wee look, just to let you guys have a look too, and you can see where I'm going wrong. Okay, so Method A still. That's their boundary line there and north. So I looked at this one right away. I've got a German unit that's proximate to Havelange. But then I thought, well, this unit's in his army, and that's not within 3, but this hex is within 3. And I didn't check yet for surround though. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, this is surroundable. This guy can come in here, this guy can come around here. So that's surroundable, so maybe we'll go further afield. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to get anything that's within 3 of a unit in the First Army. So then you just look at highest hold value. Hexes that German units are proximate to, that obviously aren't surroundable and within the core boundary, but Havelange, this guy can 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So he can reach there. It's not surroundable. Yeah, it's too far for me to stretch to surround it. Not adjacent, it's in the core area. I can trace supply. Yeah, I'm going to go for that one. So that is, it's the cavalry unit, it's the lowest selector number, so he's going to go there. Seems to make some sense. So now we've got this guy to look for, try and get within 3 and see if we can find something for these infantry units. Yeah, I don't think we're going to get anything actually. German units are proximate to these 2 hexes, but we've already said this one's surroundable, and nothing's changed with that. This unit can come up here, this one can come here, so, and this one's adjacent to an allied unit, so, and they were the only real 2 within their boundary that they could reach. Yeah, not even going outside of the 3 away from that unit, there's nothing I can get to. I don't believe it's applicable. Everything over here is all tied up. The Allies have a line right round here that I can't get through. So it's all the gaps that I've been fixing for them, you know. Probably been getting it all wrong though. I probably should be able to be getting through, and I've made a mess of it. No, I'm sure that's the intent, is to not let me through. Yeah, so pretty sure I'm going to move on to method B now. Okay. I was going to say that once we find the hex, all 3 of them will go in. We've not got their division on board yet, but as soon as the first unit goes in, we can then do the easy bit of method B and put the other 2 in the same hex. So it's going to be a strong hex of the 3 units. I thought I might have been looking about a bit, but this, you're really looking to try and be within 3 of a unit in the same core, and this hex is 2 away from this from the core. And it's got to be within 4 of a German unit, which it is. And it's got a hold value of 4. And I don't think we're going to beat that hold value. Well, Dinant was too far away anyway, and it's 4 away from that, so it's not. Yeah, I think that's it. I think it's pretty straightforward. So Unit 8 goes into there, and then we go back to the beginning, and then Unit 9 and Unit 10, just join them. And that is going to make that bit up there even tougher. I'm kind of thinking about giving up there, I think. I mean, I've got both cards to activate the second SS, but they're up against this. If I could maybe bring them round and try and come around, and just let the first SS try and hold things from that lot up there, but I don't know. Yeah, I've lost a lot of steps in our units recently in particular, but okay, well that's it. That's Allied Impulse, so we'll be back with a German Impulse next.